Carl, all of my best memories from stadiums come from going to games with my dad.
Yes.
You know, it's a wonderful father-son pastime, baseball, football, anything when you get to go to the stadium with your dad. Those are those memorable moments for both of them that live on forever.
It's the bonding that keeps you remembering them years after they pass.
Absolutely. That's why, you know, sports teams mean so much to families.
That's true.
You know, like my dad was a Dolphins fan. That's why I'm a Dolphins fan.
Yeah, your dad had a lot of flaws.
My dad was a problem. We know. He was hiding out from the cops in South Beach for a while, you know, in the early 70s, and really took up the fact that the head coach was Italian. Was a big fan of that.
Well, he wanted to hide from people, so he went to a Dolphins game where nobody goes.
Still haven't found him.
Smart.
So today we're going to talk about a stadium that you and I have both gone to together, Comiskey Park.
Oh, yes.
Home of the Chicago White Sox.
Of course, when we went there, it was lowest rate guarantee park or something like that.
That is correct.
I forget what it's called now, but it's really lame.
It's pretty dumb. But it's one of the classic stadiums, awesome stadium, south side of Chicago, where a lot of shit goes down, Carl.
Yeah.
It's a fun neighborhood.
Including the game that we went to, actually. There were many brawls at that game.
People were getting dragged out.
It was 97 degrees, 100% humidity, 1 o'clock game against the Cubs. And people were drunk. People showed up drunk to that one. Wow.
One of the happiest days of my life.
Yes.
But we're going to talk about a game that happened on September 19th of 2002 when my creep today and his son, William Ligue Jr. and his son, William Ligue III, went to a game. Now, everything was going well in this game. The game was progression as usual until the 7th inning, Carl. And I'm going to have you play my clip 1.
Okay, maybe.
Because this is what the people at home watching TV saw.
Tucker at the plate. Tucker bunting, pops it up. Mike Porzio will make the diving catch. All of a sudden, the frightening scene at first base. The Royals bench charging the field. There is a pileup.
What the fuck could possibly be happening where the entire team from both benches cleared and they're not beating each other up?
Yeah, that's weird.
Right? Well, let's find out what actually happened. Here's clip 2.
Guys come out of the stands.
Two spectators jumped out of the stands attacking first base coach Tom Gamboa. The spectators, a father and son, started to throw punches at Gamboa. The umpire, Matt Hallowell, and White Sox second baseman Willie Harris appear stunned and frozen. The 54-year-old Gamboa had to defend himself, kicking the attackers. Here's the disturbing scene right there as he tries to defend himself from this father and son. And then the Royals players and coaches rushing to his aid.
Yeah.
So can I translate what's going on here?
Sure.
It's the 9th inning. It's a 2-1.
It's the 7th inning.
Oh, I thought it was a 9th on the
It's
scoreboard.
the 7th inning,
Okay.
and it's also a meaningless season.
Yes, it's a 2-1 game against the Royals. They're bored out of their minds. They're like, can we do something to make this fun?
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, why don't you show my picture of William Jr.?
As for Gamboa's attackers as they were led into the police.
Video and you're ruining my presentation.
Well, I don't know what your fucking picture is. You got to tell me this thing.
Huh. Well, it looks like you didn't put it in there, did you?
Download everything that you had in the folder.
Okay. So either way,
sorry,
you did not. But here's what we're going to say. Why did this happen?
Okay.
Let's rewind this.
Yep.
And these two men were being dragged out of the stadium by the police, taken directly to jail. And they are asked by reporters, what caused this? Why would you attack this 54-year-old man? And by the way,
first base coach.
He
barely
dude,
a part of the team.
He lost hearing in one of his ears over this. And I mean, he had it bad. He got hurt. So let's find out what happened.
As for Gamboa's attackers, as they were led into the police car, they answered the question, why? Why did you do what you did?
He flicked us off. He got what he deserved.
Oh, okay. Yep, you can't be flicking off the fans in the south side of Chicago.
Well,
you got to know better than that.
He absolutely did nothing of the sort.
Oh, well, I mean.
And there was a lot of witnesses, and there's a lot of cameras. Mr. Gamboa didn't do shit.
Okay.
In fact, Carl, when this went to court, some of the evidence that was produced is the fact that these two premeditated this while they were sitting in the stands.
Okay, yeah.
Him and his he's 34, and his 15-year-old son were like, you know what we ought to do? We got to go beat the fuck out of this guy. In fact, William Sr. went and called his sister and told her to turn the game on and to tape the game.
That's hilarious.
So that came up in court.
Yep.
Now, Here's the real scary part here. This could have been a lot worse. Clip number 4.
The umpire, Hallowell, and the hitting coach, Lamar Johnson, picking up pieces of broken glass. They found a folded pocket knife at the scene. Gamboa in the dugout, smiling but very relieved.
He's bleeding out of the other side of his head. Carl, Harris, the first baseman, saw one of the dudes trying to grab the knife out of his pocket.
No shit.
When the team tackled him,
Yeah.
he dropped it, and it was never opened.
Jesus
That's the
Christ.
only reason this wasn't attempted murder.
Oh, boy.
This is really, really horrible. Now, like I said, this could have been way worse. What do you think happened to these two fucking deviant pieces of trailer park shit?
I would imagine that they're not allowed in the stadium anymore. They've probably been trespassed from the park.
Let's try again, Carl.
Okay.
They entered a plea deal. Well, the dad did. Guilty of 2 counts of aggravated battery. He was sentenced to 30 months of probation. He had to perform community service.
Okay.
Attend parenting classes.
Parenting classes. Father of the Year.
Remain in substance abuse programs.
Was he a little drunk?
A little bit. And abide by a curfew for 90 days. The judge also denied a request from Major League Baseball made through prosecutors that he be banned from attending baseball games.
Why? Why isn't he not banned from baseball games?
The judge said nope. In fact, then they went back to the judge and said, could we at least ban him from attending baseball games during his probation?
Yeah.
And the judge said, nope.
Why? What's the reasoning for that? What's the rationale?
Fucking knows.
Weird.
The kid got 5 years probation and 30 hours of community service. That judge, Leo Holt, recommended he be sent to a prison boot camp because of a probation violation at one point. But people were very upset that they got off so light. Would you imagine that they lived happily ever after this?
Did they?
No.
Oh.
No. A lot of problems.
Oh, no.
In fact, actually, you know what, Carl? Go back up there real quick. Pull up number 5 for me.
Yeah.
Pull up number 5. Okay, that's that walking out of the game. Hit number 6 for me.
Is that the photo you wanted and you
That is
said
the
I
photo.
didn't have?
Yeah.
You just labeled it incorrectly?
Yeah, I
On your
totally
end?
fucked up. It's totally
I was just looking at my inbox and I'm like, nope, I grabbed everything you said.
Nope, it was me. It's totally me. Number 6. This is the picture that the Sun, by the way, in 2009, made his MySpace profile picture.
He's very proud of this.
He's
one.
still very proud of it, even like 8 years after. And he labeled it. Hold on, I got to read this right. He labeled it, me and dad fucking up the coach for the fucking Kansas City Royals.
I mean, that'll get you some friend requests right there. That's pretty cool.
Let me show you the last picture of this kid that I could find online. This is what he looks like now.
Ugh.
These two fucking dirtbags.
Why is he holding onto his penis in a selfie?
Why is that on the internet? Agreed. So,
Also, what's up with that shower? Or are those curtains behind him?
might be curtains.
Who is decorating that place?
It needs a woman's touch, I'll tell you that.
It's not great.
So the dad got probation, but then by 2004 was arrested stealing radios out of cars, and he ended up getting 5 years in prison after that.
Okay.
This kid has multiple arrests for drugs and other stuff, so I'm not sure exactly what happened to him. The only positive trace I could find of the son on the internet was a video on YouTube, and I'm not going to play it because it's of him and his daughter at the zoo.
Okay.
And it's just like a slideshow
Oh, nice.
of him and his daughter. But here's the thing.
Did they go and beat up a monkey or something? Is he like, no, my dad used to bring me to things that what we used to do?
I was going to get there, but here's the problem.
yeah.
It's one of those slideshows where you can tell that like it's a bad dad because like it's supposed to be like this overall thing of their relationship, but it's only pictures of one day.
Yeah.
Like the one day they went to the zoo.
Yeah, that's not great.
Every picture they're wearing the same things and they look so happy in the one set of pictures from the one day.
Yeah, it reminds me of in the movie The Room. He's very upset that his fiance is sleeping with his friend.
Yeah.
And so he goes back and thinks of all their fond memories together. But it's all scenes from the movie that we've just seen. So
That's
it's
exactly
just
what it
yesterday
is.
and the day before. It's like, okay, wow, all those memories.
I was so happy with you, Lisa.
Right.
So my creeps this week, father and son team, William Ligue Jr. and his son, William Ligue III. This is actually known as one of the most heinous fan attacks in baseball history. And nobody was shooting anybody or anything like that. But they were going to stab the first base coach to death.
That's so wild, man.
In a fucking game that doesn't matter.
Well, the first base coach doesn't matter. I can't think of a, you know what I mean? Like, what's the point of that?
Yeah. And I mean, this is like, I watched a couple interviews with this guy, and he's just like a nice old baseball guy.
Of course.
I love the sport. I've loved the sport since I was a boy.
Do you know how you become a first base coach? You're likable. People want you around. Because there's no other reason. It's like the guy used to play baseball. He still wants to hang around. Like, let him be the first base coach.
Yeah. Don Zimmer didn't know what he was doing for like 15 years.
Right.
He was just fun to have
just
around.
kept him around. Oh my gosh, that fight that he was in. Anyway.
When Pedro grabbed him by his giant head and threw it to the ground. That's another good one.